SOFMEDICA, a reliable link in the distribution chain and in the life cycle of the medical device, proudly presents reception, storage, orders preparation, delivery, complaint products, return. Every single business day at SOFMEDICA Warehouse Hub in Otepin, Romania, we are ordering and receiving various shipments of products from our partners located all over the world. The received products are subject to one or more national and international specific requirements, like ones in the medical devices directives or regulations, or in the Directive on Waste Electrical and Electronic Equipment and others. The parcels or pallets of products are received in the reception area of the SOFMEDICA warehouse that provides protection for the products against adverse weather conditions. The reception process implemented in all the entities of SOFMEDICA under the Group Quality Management System has two levels. The first level checks are applicable to all the products received for commercial purpose, even for the goods that are not medical devices like spare parts. The reception procedure is not applicable for goods purchased for internal use like stationery or car consumables. The second level compliance checks are applicable only to medical devices. At the first level of reception, the operator checks if there are any special storage conditions mentioned on the product label, and if yes, he checks if temperature records during the transportation meet the conditions on the label. The operator also checks the correspondence between the information on the labels with the information in the accompanying documents. For example, if the code and trade name, as well as the batch or serial number and the expiry dates indicated on the secondary package match the documents, and if the expiry dates are according to the documents. The operator also checks the integrity of the packaging. If the secondary packaging is intact, the products are accepted and stored in the storage area for sale. In order to avoid any safety risk for patients, damaged, broken, or wet cardboard boxes are placed in quarantine to be returned to the supplier or discarded as appropriate. At this level of reception, the operator also checks whether the received quantity corresponds to the ordered one and the one in the documents. If any discrepancy is found, he places the respective product in quarantine and informs the supply function for appropriate actions. After performing all these checks at the first level of reception, the operator documents them in the Minute of Reception General form and informs the compliance function by sending the Minute of Reception General. The second level of reception starts when the Minutes of Reception General form is sent by the operator to the designated compliance team member. The second level of reception consists in compliance checks like the presence of medical device symbol or text on the label, the CE mark on the package, the name and address of the manufacturer on the label, the EU representative, the manufacturing date, if the text on the label is translated in our local languages, Romanian, Greek, Bulgarian, Hungarian, where text is present. If the secondary packaging is not sealed and allows opening, the compliance checks if instructions for use in local language are in the package. Checking the presence of the UDI carrier on the device is another important step performed at the second level of reception, followed by recording the UDI using automatic devices. Other checks performed at this level refer to the availability of the Declaration of Conformity. However, some checks are valid for MDR medical devices for the moment. If any of the requirements is not met, the compliance function informs the partner. The second level checks are performed on a sample, one commercial unit of each product code. The sampling algorithm currently implemented at SOFMEDICA is based on several criteria, such as product codes received for the first time, existing codes last received more than 30 days before, and others. The medical devices transferred between SOFMEDICA entities are not checked again by the recipient SOFMEDICA entity if they were initially checked by the first one. However, the batches or serial numbers not checked initially because of the sampling algorithm will be checked at the receiving SOFMEDICA entity, either integrally or by the sampling algorithm. Further on, both the first level and the second level of reception take place in the same manner in all SOFMEDICA entities because the process is the same and our Group Quality Management System is certified ISO 9001. After performing these second-level checks, the compliance function fills in the minute of second-level reception on an electronic portable device by marking the codes, batches, or series which are to be quarantined if the case may be. There are special cases when it is not possible to unpack the products at SOFMEDICA warehouse because of special logistical conditions, like when unpacking a pallet may trigger the existing tilt and shock sensors, or in case of some pallets that are machine-wrapped ensuring superior protection. In these cases, the representative of SOFMEDICA present at the customer delivery site checks the delivered products together with the customer's representative. The checks concern the correspondence of the code, batch, serial number, and quantity with the values in the documents, transportation conditions, the integrity of the products. The representative of SOFMEDICA also takes pictures of the labels and of the instructions for use if present in the package. Based on these information and photos, the operator fills in the minute of general level reception and the compliance team member fills in the minute of second level reception. The infrastructure of SOFMEDICA is suitable for the orderly keeping of the products so that their quality is not affected. The warehouse has separate areas in which medical devices are stored according to their status and according to the operations that take place. The reception area, order preparation, shipping, delivery, quarantine area for the damaged products, expired, non-compliant, recalled, and storage area. Access to the warehouse is controlled and available for authorized personnel only. The warehouse has its own air conditioning system and online system for temperature and humidity monitoring, required to maintain the storage conditions mentioned on the product label. The temperature in the warehouse is up to 25 degrees Celsius. In cases where the specified temperature and humidity ranges are exceeded, the system alerts the operators by text message. Surveillance of temperature and humidity conditions in the warehouse is done by the operator twice a day online. For cases where the air conditioner is faulty, the operator immediately announces the service provider to remedy the situation in the shortest possible time. The equipment used to monitor the temperature and humidity conditions are calibrated periodically. In order to maintain a proper state of cleanliness and hygiene in the warehouse and to avoid possible contamination or damage to the products stored therein, cleaning of the premises is done by the personnel trained for this purpose, either warehouse or cleaning personnel. The cleaning operations and checks are documented in the weekly cleaning forms. Cleaning and disinfection of the forklift equipment and hand pallet is performed only by the personnel authorized to do so. After being picked up in the warehouse, pallets or boxes are placed in the storage area. Medical devices found with damaged packaging at the reception are isolated in the quarantine area. Medical devices are stored on pallets or in boxes and placed on metal shelves, never directly on the floor. Expired, recalled, or returned medical devices are to be isolated in the areas specifically marked in the quarantine area. Pest control operations are services that are purchased from authorized and selected providers. We apply the same rigorous criteria to select and evaluate pest control providers in each SOFMEDICA location. Pest control services are used to ensure an environment free of rodents and insects on a quarterly basis and are documented in written reports. All the chemicals used by the pest control services are approved by the competent authority. Preparing customer orders. SOFMEDICA has implemented procedures, software aids, and checks to ensure that the goods shipped to customers comply with the applicable legal requirements. SOFMEDICA has identified several categories of goods: medical devices, electric and electronic equipment, dangerous goods at transport, explosive precursors which sometimes overlap. Each category has its own requirements for labeling, checks, and accompanying documents. The compliance checks at shipment stage start well in advance, when a new product enters the SOFMEDICA portfolio by filling in the new product form and creating the product file in ERP. The gathering of compliance data continues at the reception stage with batch or serial number specific information about the presence of local languages, Bulgarian, Greek, Hungarian, Romanian on labels and on instructions for use, and also the existence of the Unique Device Identification, UDI. When a delivery note is generated in ERP system, an annex is also generated containing data for each code and batch, previously extracted from the product file and the batch file. This annex guides the operator which labels to check and/or apply and which documents to add, so that the product meets all the applicable requirements, for example, EU importer label, WEEE label, dangerous goods symbol and safety data sheet, explosive precursor label and customer validation, instructions for use or label in local language. The ERP automation for generating the annex takes into consideration the destination country so that the warning for the instructions for use and label in local language is not activated for shipments to other SOFMEDICA entities. Each SOFMEDICA entity is responsible for the labeling in its local language. The operator collects the products at the dedicated place by code and batch serial number according to the delivery documents, affixes the required labels like EU importer, adds the required accompanying documents as instructed by the annex. The order prepared is checked by another operator and the products are packed safely. For example, arrange all the products on the pallet, wrap the pallet, and affix adhesive tape in order to secure the shipment for transportation and delivery. The pallets and parcels that contain frangible products are labeled on each side and on the top with specific label. Logistic function establishes the mode of transport, taking into account several criteria. For example, if it is necessary to ensure the temperature conditions, the nature of the products and their weight, if additional cargo insurance is needed, and others. The shipment is sent to the customer by contracted transportation service providers selected according to SOFMEDICA's criteria or by SOFMEDICA's own vehicles. The cars and trucks are carefully loaded in reverse order unloading. During loading and unloading, special attention is paid to handling to avoid packaging damage. In special situations when access to the customer place is difficult for unloading the products, the cranes can be used. If any incident occurred during pickup and parcel loading, logistics is notified to remedy the situation. Carrier delivers parcels to the customer according to address and other information received from logistics. Products are protected during transport to prevent unauthorized access, theft through a mechanical lock. The parcels are protected by appropriate packing, cornering to keep the boxes on the pallet, and the cover sheet to protect the pallets against mechanical shocks, leaks, and breaks. Following any complaint received at SOFMEDICA, the required information is filled in the complaint reporting checklist or equivalent form and sent to the supplying partner. The supplier sends the return material authorization. After the return device arrives at SOFMEDICA, to avoid biological contamination, it is checked for reprocessing and is securely packed. A label with information of the complaint and the device is affixed, and the device is placed in the quarantine area. The return documents are prepared, and the return device is compared with the information in the RMA, code, batch, and then the RMA number is applied to it. Afterwards, the return device is securely packed, together with the accompanying RMA file and delivery note, and sent to the supplier by an express freight forwarder company selected and evaluated according to the criteria set by SOFMEDICA. SOFMEDICA submits every effort to implement and maintain processes, systems, and infrastructure for the purpose of ensuring the safety and performance of the medical devices for the benefit of the healthcare professional end users, and most importantly, for the patients, who are the final beneficiaries of the innovative medical technology which we make available. As an operator in the economical chain, SOFMEDICA is a link on which the successful implementation of a new medical technology depends. We are a bridge on the way of medical technology, from factory to the patient and user, and through our processes and systems, we add value to the distribution chain and to the life cycle of the medical device.